So, Jason, talk to me first about the feeling in the room here today. It was a full house, but what sense did you get that people had about what they were hearing from the Prime Minister?
I've been to quite a few of his events. I mean, as Trudeau himself said, he's been here a lot, and I've been at speeches of his like this, and I've never seen it so chilly. Not a single line of applause in the middle of the speech for him. The only applause in the middle of anything was when Ms. Lally, the head of the Chamber of Commerce, actually sort of snapped back at him and gave him a bit of a comeback on, well, I think you can think that way, but it's not true. This was a crowd that was not happy to hear. They were keen to hear him give some kind of comfort, some kind of magical silver bullet solution for what's ailing them, and he didn't have that. I don't even know if people out here were really sure what they wanted to hear from them. Maybe some contrition, maybe saying, I think maybe him kicking himself a bit more, like they want to kick him. There was just none of that, and I don't even know what he expected out of the room, if he expected such a bad reception.
Yeah, did Albertans hear anything that they wanted to hear here today? I think it's safe to say that this was short on specifics in terms of what the government plans to do.
Well, he was offering what Albertans have gotten already. He said, we've bought the Trans Mountain pipeline. We're going to try to get through it done the right way. We're not going to rush it. There are probably some people in Alberta who want to hear they want to rush it, but the courts will just kick it back to him and we'll start all over again, and that won't help anything. He talked about this budgetary measure, the ability for companies to have tax write-offs for their expansions and equipment, and that's normally a good thing, and that is something that the industry wants, but that won't do anything for the immediate price differential, this immediate major discount that bitumen's getting. And I was talking with the head of the petroleum producers outside, and he agrees there is no real short-term immediate solution, anything that's going to get that fixed. It's all about the long-term pipelines and as well as the short-term rail.
Do you feel that there's any more confidence in those long-term solutions now after this? Did we learn anything maybe we didn't know going into this in terms of what the government wants to do long-term?
I mean, people keep hearing Trudeau saying, we want to get Trans Mountain done. Do they believe him? I don't know. I think a lot of people are skeptical about how pro-industry this government is in terms of the oil sector. They don't like this pipeline assessment bill, this environmental assessment bill C-69. They'd love him to back down on that. They love him to just show something new that is going to help them. I mean, Trudeau, to put myself in his shoes, he must be thinking, what do you people want? We bought a pipeline. We put billions of dollars in all Canadians' money on a pipeline that a lot of people don't want for you, Alberta. I think a lot of in his head, he must be thinking that because there's obviously no love in this province or in this city or this city's Chamber of Commerce business community for that sentiment.
And you talked about the pipeline there. One thing that was notably absent from his initial remarks, he was asked about it later, is whether or not we're going to see more rail cars transporting crude. But he didn't talk about that specifically here.
That's something that the Notley government wants. That's something that the oil sector says could be a good midterm fix. It's not going to fix things right now, but it'll fix things in the short term. I think Trudeau is reluctant to spend that much more, put that much more into market access, especially given the fact that oil by rail is not a popular thing. Pipelines have become more popular. There is majority support in this country, even in British Columbia, for the Trans Mountain pipeline. But rail, I think, if he was investing something, a bunch of rail cars full of oil, given what happened in Lac-Mégantic, and given that they are more environmentally damaging or more polluting, I don't think he'll get much support for that.